The women had a rough week leading into the regionals. We had actually 4 people with illness and injury, and 2 of them were in our top 5. So I just scrapped the women together in a sense, and we had 5 women on the line. We need 5 to score. We kind of said to them, let's just go in this. We know you're conditioned, we know you're trained, you had an awesome UAA meet. So we're just gonna be out there, best effort forward, but I wanna see smiles on the face the whole time. I just want you to be happy out there and really loving the competition. And they did. Every woman had either, 4 of the women had lifetime personal records, and then Melissa Fung had a season best, and she was just a couple seconds off her best time for all her 4 years. So women peaked beautifully. I was Grace and Ashley were all region, and for a freshman to get all region is very challenging. And Grace was just an outstanding performer that day in the snow, in the sleet. I'm so proud of the women finishing 10th. The men went in very confident, and we knew we did have an opportunity to win the region, and we talked about that. We knew it would be really tough, but they went out with their best foot forward. We focused on teams and not individuals. So there were individual qualifiers, and I said, leave the individuals alone. We really need to just focus on John Carroll. We need to focus on Otterbein, and then long shot Wilmington. We knew they didn't have a fit, but we knew they had a lot of strong front runners. So that's what we did. We focused on the teams, got past John Carroll the best of our ability, up front, and we're only 17 points from a podium team. So we're very excited coming up. I truly believe that we are a top 10 team. I think we have a lot more to give. Even with all the PR performances, every single guy ran a PR for their lifetime PR in Holland. And so I know that we have a lot more to give. I know that we have a lot more to give. I saw the guys talking like 800 meters to go, kind of like hanging with each other and talking. And I know that's not going to be like that at the national meet because it's going to be just a really gut challenging competition. So I'm excited. I think we've got a couple All-Americans ahead of us, and we'll just take it to the meet and compete extremely hard.
Hi, my name is Jack Begley. I'm a senior at the Case Western Reserve University cross country team. Engineering physics, as you would expect, it's sort of a culmination of the two. Coming out of high school, I was really interested in both engineering and in physics. I wasn't sure whether I wanted to go one direction or the other, so I found a nice middle ground in engineering physics. It aims at applying physics concepts and using engineering methods to actualize them. You can think of it as applied physics. So the way that I see it, it would be very helpful in something like an experimental physics environment where you might be having to do some hands-on stuff, and you're also going to need to be familiar with relevant theory. I haven't committed to a PhD program yet, but I'm certainly intending on pursuing a PhD in experimental physics, either atomic, molecular, and optical physics or biophysics. I'm looking at a few different schools right now. I hope to run for 1 to 2 years once I go into grad school. It's my 3rd time going to nationals, and it's very exciting. I think nationals is always a very enthusiastic environment. You take the top of the top people and put them together in a race. It's always really quick. It's always really loud. You really don't have a quiet point during the race. And what I've learned over the years is not to go out too hard. It's very easy to end up racing a 5K at nationals instead of running an 8K. And a lot of people find themselves with a mile or 2 to go, realizing that they've already spent it. So going into this race, I think we're going to strive to be conservative at the beginning and group up really well, because as I've noticed, we run our best races when we are a cohesive unit. We do feed off of one another. We empower one another when we race together. Racing with your brothers to your left and to your right is a much better experience than racing with your, I would say, competitors to your left and to your right. I can speak personally, running with Bobby, Aiden, and Joe. That pack is wonderful. We exchange lead, we talk with one another, we encourage one another during the race, and it's, I imagine from the other perspective, as someone running maybe alone and seeing 4 Case Western Reserve runners passing them, it can be pretty hard to see that for them, but it's a really, really empowering experience for us. I think going in, we knew that it was going to be a historical season because we have a lot of strong upper class people, and we also have a really well-rounded team in terms of the culture. So going into it, we had the pillars, maybe the foundation to set us up well, but yeah, as the postseason is materializing, I think we still are shooting for what we've been shooting for since the beginning, which is top 10 in the nation. And we know that we've set ourselves up well and that we can do that. And if we do, it will be the most successful men's team in school history. So we're just gonna do exactly what we've been doing all along. I haven't looked back too much yet. There certainly will be time to do that. I would say so far, though, it has been a profoundly positive experience for me. I am not the runner, I am not the athlete that I was when I came to the university, but the program has really developed me, and it has brought me into relationship and community with some of my closest friends. My roommates are among them, and then also just my teammates are among them. So it has a deep and lasting impact on my relational and social life.